Bhat, who is the CEO and founder of Robosoft out of Udupi. We have Virat Khutal, who is the CEO and founder of Fist Mobile from Indore. And we have Kunal Nandwani, who runs U-Trade, founded and runs U-Trade out of Mohali. So over to you, Srihari. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Kunal. So we go ahead and get started. So before I sort of kick off the session, I want to get a dipstick. How many of you are from probably tier 2 or smaller towns, moved into bigger cities? Show of hands. Fantastic. So I think we have a great target audience, as a typical marketer would say. So let's kick it off. The way I'm thinking of doing this is probably have 3 or 4 questions float between the panel, and then we'll leave about 10 minutes towards the very end for active Q&A. And so that's what we will do. To get things started, I wanted to kick off by trying to get a sense of, asking each of the panelists, sort of the impetus, why you sort of kicked off in each of the towns that you all are from, and sort of the journey that you have had in the initial kickoff period. So, Rohith, over to you first, please.
Thanks. So, Robosoft was started, back in Mumbai, back in 96, and Apple was our first customer, and we started with the focus on building products on Apple Mac platform. So we choose a niche, and Mac was a very small niche player back then, and because we had some background in Mac, we started there. During the first 2 years, we started working with customers outside India, and by the end of 2 years, we have not even seen one customer face to face. Then I figured that if I have not seen a customer face to face, it doesn't make a difference whether I am in Bombay or whether I am in some other place. So I decided to go to, say, a smaller place where it is easier to get bank credits, and went back to Udupi. By 2000 we had an office in Udupi, in a bigger office. More people started, and we were all about providing product development services to customers, work for hire, but only on shrink wrapped consumer oriented products. In 2006, we diversified into building games, and then in 2007 we started one of our product subsidiaries called Global Delight, which started also building our own IP products, apps, mobile apps. And in 2008, 2009, we formed another company called 99 Games, which is about building our own IP but games. So basically, we were sitting in India, and till year 2000, everything that we did was exported in 100% EOU and all those things. So since 2000, we started working with Indian customers, and around 15% of our revenue comes from that.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks. So, Virat, over to you for your opening comments and your story in Indore so far.
So I started Just Mobile in 2009, and in last 1.5 years to 2 years, we got more than 100 million downloads on feature phones. So our basic focus is on making the products for the market where we live in, not the market we dream to live in. Because generally all the Indian companies are too much focusing on Android and iOS, and everyone was talking about Android and iOS from 2009 to right now till 2013 also. They don't understand that there are more number of Android phones which are sold in India as compared to many countries' population. But the consumer is very different. There are different set of problems, and we wanted to solve those problems. Like access was a problem, the device capability is a problem, the hardware is a problem. So if you talk to average Android developer, he knows more about using a same app, and it will automatically get ported for Android devices. But if you take feature phone, the world is very different. So we wanted to solve this problem. We worked with Nokia very closely. We got a huge number of downloads. We used Visa for taking revenue. And then we realized that we have to move the company from feature phone to smartphones. And for that, we actually raised the Series A of round, and we took the capital from Matrix Partners. It is a good combination because they understand the market, and this is the journey right now we are standing on, creating products and converting a company from feature phone to smartphone.
Fantastic. Thanks. So, Kunal, over to you for your opening comments, please. I think that might work.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi. So I run a company called U-Trade Solutions. We build software for financial trading. So if you want to buy or sell shares on a stock exchange, you'll go to a broker who will give you a software or trade himself. And so that's the software we build. We do algo trading, manual trading, analytics, and things like that. We started in 2011, and we are based out of Chandigarh, Mohali, the Tri-City. Reason we chose to be there is because I'm originally from there, and after that, having worked for over 5-6 years in London, I moved back and chose to start in Chandigarh because it's easier to. It was cost effective. I could start at my parents' home while we were still proving that we can build a product. Building that kind of a software enterprise product, it takes years, and it took us over a year, until which we were 15 people working in my parents' house only. And then over time, I think we figured the quality of life was much better. Other things which will come to a bit later, I guess. So we have a team of 35 people. Our clients are stock exchanges like Bombay Stock Exchange, brokers like SMC, Edelweiss, and various clients now in UK, Singapore, and Dubai as well. We have a team of about 35 people, and we are still going through the growth phase. It's just been 2.5 years, but quite a challenging and a very exciting journey.
Fantastic. So, it's been cost effective, what I've heard that, I've not met the customer a whole lot. I might as well be in any other location and really get my work done. So it sort of dovetails pretty well. But most of the story is, I suppose, fairly, what you would do elsewhere in, let's say, a Bangalore or a Mumbai and elsewhere too. What I think we'd really be interested in to learn is, what was that something really unique from each of the locations that you're operating from, which has given you some sort of an advantage or a pressing need for you to continue to sort of keep your base there and then sort of go global from there, right? Or grow at least national from there. So what are those few sparks which are keeping you up? Maybe Kunal, you can go first and then we can go backwards.
Okay. So we didn't do anything, I think, which we had to do because we were in Chandigarh, but we did a lot of innovative things. So first we set up a great board of advisors who were flying into Chandigarh to meet our team, motivate them, encourage them. So to give a specific examples which is relevant in this NASSCOM event, 2 years ago there was a similar NASSCOM event in Delhi, not the product conclave, but maybe another one, where I met a gentleman named Arjun Malhotra, who's the co-founder of HCL, and then he was the head of Headstrong. So I met him there. I was sitting there. I approached him after the panel discussion, and I asked him to be part of our board, and he agreed after a few subsequent discussions. So we had great people come in, visit our office, and work with our team, spend time with them, motivate them, and get them the exposure to how the world is outside. We had good connect with our clients, so that our team members were directly interfacing with them, looking at the best products out there. And we did one more thing which I feel is quite interesting. We set up one or 2 hours aside every week where everybody would debate on random ideas. So we just think about any problem, and any team member can come and present a problem or a solution which we would help constructively build. What that helped us do is, within the last 2.5 years, we ended up having 6 patents filed in our name in India, and 2 in US and UK as well. So we obviously, as a startup, you have to do a lot. Obviously focus on your business, your core product, clients and everything. But we did few other things which kept the team quite motivated and pretty happy, working in a challenging environment that we have. So these were some of the things I can mention.
Fantastic. So what Kunal is clearly saying is, you have better quality of life in a smaller city, which leads you to think better, I suppose, and therefore leads you to get better patents. So fantastic. Thank you, Kunal. So maybe Rohith or Virat, either way is fine. What is your spark which is keeping you going in Indore?
So I'll start with something else. Like, I'm basically born in a village near to Indore. So I'm not a boy who's born in a city. And I have one question, that how many of you actually know IIT when you were in 10th and 12th standard? Can you raise the hands who didn't know about IIT at all? I'm the same guy. I also don't know anything about IIT in 10th and 12th. I asked the same question. We were a team of 20 people in our office. I asked the same question. How many of you know actually IIT when you were in 11th or 10th? And out of 20 people, 17 people said no. That's the state of India. So the problem is that you don't know, then how can you judge who's smart and who's not smart? See, you remember a session in the morning and everyone's shouting, hire smart people, hire smart people. But who is smart? And who's going to decide who's going to be smart? Actually, the capital of the people who have the capital actually decides who is smart and who's not smart. Over a period of time, the driving force of the capital with some half-intelligent people also evolve something out. The cities like Bangalore and the cities like Bombay, this half-intelligent people with huge capital in their bank account, over a period of time, they drive out some organizations. And it becomes companies. And when the people, again, more half-intelligent people hire more half-intelligent people. So I personally believe that the thing which was missing in my team was exposure. They don't know anything at all. So I took the whole office. Then the second thing, I was taking my head of the technology to travel with me to Bangalore from Indore. And he was looking at the airport. I said, is this your first time you're traveling by flight? He said, yes. Okay. I went back to the office. I asked the same question. How many of you have traveled? After 20 people. 19 people said they've never traveled in an airplane till date. Only one person said so. So I said, okay, fine. We all are guys are going to Goa by flight. So there are small things. And when they came to Goa, they started seeing the menu card prices and they were very surprised that the world can be so expensive. So you have to understand this. Whatever we know is a cocoon of knowledge. We have it in Bangalore or we have it in Silicon Valley or somewhere. But there is a huge world out there in Russia and various places. So this is one part. And the second part, right now what we are doing is we are actually hiring people for game design from Russia because we feel that those people are advanced in terms of game designing and which we lack in India because we don't have a gaming culture at all. So I think organization is more like a recipe or something you have to cook. So you need all the ingredients, and if you have missing ingredients, just get them from somewhere, or you just expose your people to that type of recipe.
Fantastic. I think that dovetails very well. For those of you who were there in the previous session, I think one of the investors from Russia had a very similar story to say. I think he was looking at other markets as well. So that's really good. Thanks for that. Rohith, over to you.
See, when we choose Udupi, it was, I was born and brought up in Udupi, and that made it a little easier. But, this whole Udupi, Mangalore, Manipal region has a lot of, number of engineering colleges. So, talent was available in plenty. And, some of the best talent. And it's a quite entrepreneurial region. 4 nationalized banks, are from that region, started from there. So, people had that, culture of enterprise. It's very cosmopolitan in terms of, all this, student population, as well as, multicultural, multi-religion and all those stuff. So, that way, it was quite easy for us because, people were always, exposed to that. And, then we made sure that, people are taken with us to conferences around the world and, given that exposure. So, that's the challenge that we saw initially. And, we wanted to make sure that, people saw what is best because, we were right from our early days, we were working for companies like Apple, we were working for HP, Epson, Canon, a lot of these multinational, all because, we choose a niche and we were extremely good at it. Technologically, we were, really good and, we were getting a lot of work, just because of that. So, for us, the initial challenge was, okay, how do you get work? We solved that by focusing on a niche, being extremely good at that and letting the good work speak for itself. So that was the challenge, we had initially. As we grew, the challenge was more about, attracting, more talent. So, I remember this conversation, back in 2008 when we were trying to grow our team. And because it was all export oriented, people in the local area did not know anything about us or people in India did not know. And then we said, let's do some Indian projects. And app business was just taking off. And then we decided, let's do, some news apps. So we started working with news companies and we told them, hey, look, don't pay us anything. Let us do some revenue sharing, but please put our name on the front page of your app. So whenever NDTV news app launches, even now, the name, designed or, developed at Robosoft, comes in. And, we had, so many customers that we acquired, just by that one, simple innovation. It started out by making sure that we were known. It was started with the intention of solving a HR problem, but it ended up, giving us some really good, customer and visibility. So those are the challenges. There are other challenges like, okay, when we were growing up, where, people are not getting their brides or groom, that's a common problem you have. But, I think, slowly all those things are going. When we went in for funding also, we had the same problem. Where are you from? When you say Udupi, half of them wouldn't, even return your call or, say the fact that, we had won international awards did not count. The fact that we had a great team did not count. The fact that, Apple has put us on, their website. They put 8 companies on their website and Robosoft was one of them. That fact also did not matter because they said, okay, Udupi, these guys must be, crazy or whatever. We are crazy, we are crazy good. That's what we used to always tell, you do some, we are the best at, what we do. So make sure, you have that niche. That was how we surmounted that challenge.
Really nice. So, really nice takeaways in terms of getting talent on board, which may be fairly raw, a lot of headroom, is what Virat mentioned. And then the ability to sort of nurture that talent and then continuously attract as you're going forward, right? So Really nice angles that you all have shared. Thank you so much. I'm going to sort of put you on the spot and maybe ask you to name one or two biggest challenges that you all are seeing today. What are the challenges in terms of, it could be business,